Shalom, beautiful people. So family, I hope you guys are doing well. I am doing fantastic. Here's me, thanks for asking. I really am though, since the weather where I live has kind of like, the weather has broke, right? So it's been really nice. I've been in the garden. My mentor and I, we have been discussing different things that we're going to be planting. I did speak to her about doing a video series because her garden is just so incredibly fantastic, and all the things that we're going to be growing this year. I do have some pictures of what we've done so far, so I will post those on YouTube so you guys can check it out. But again, we will be doing some videos. I'm very excited. I don't know when it's gonna start. I think we're just gonna do it organically, probably the beginning of next month. But we'll see how much work we're doing and the type of information that we're getting along the way, because I think that's the most important part. Because for me, especially, I ask a lot of questions because I need to understand why. Why is the most important question that we as individuals should ask always. And that's really how you get to the root of things. But yeah, with all the questions that I ask, I figured a lot of you have those same exact questions if you're interested in gardening and stuff like that. So it's a beautiful thing, baby. It's a beautiful thing. Markets are starting next month. I came up with an idea for 3 different, well, we'll talk about that later. But I think for now, capsules are up and ready and available. As of right now, everything is made to order, so you can rest assured that it is fresh. All the capsules will come in a amber glass jar, again, to hold that freshness and the quality of the herbs and the capsules themselves. Pricing, I think I priced fairly well. So if you have been looking into getting ashwagandha, if you've been looking into getting neem leaf, turmeric, capsules and stuff like that, I would check the website out because again, I priced very, very competitively. I'm also offering a detox formula that I have. I'm not sure the amount of capsules that I'll give for that because the specific herbs that I use in that formula shouldn't be taken longer than 6 weeks at a time. So I think that I might do a 3-month supply and have that be the detox. Well, 3-month supply, what I'm talking about, sorry. A 30-day supply and have that be the full detox itself, but the detox that I did is a 6-week detox, so I don't know, we'll get into that. We'll see, I'll see how that works, but that is available as well. I'm assuming that what I'll do is a 30-day detox remedy. So that's available. Also, I do have lion's mane available. That is grown by me. I know the grower. She's very incredible and she's shown me her process. So I know the process of these mushrooms, which is highly important when it comes to mushrooms themselves, especially because they're so, all plants, well, mushrooms aren't a plant, but mushrooms themselves are so technologically advanced, I guess you could say. So I have high quality things, okay? And they're still priced very well. So check that out. All right, let's get into some energies. It's my little plug for the morning. I don't have any downloads. No downloads. I do have a new deck though, which is quite fantastic. I've only used it during a couple readings so far, so we're still getting to know each other. But let's go ahead and pray, and then we'll get into some collective energies, okay? I got all the information out of the way, right? 5 minutes in, not bad. Okay. Spirit, I ask you to clear, cleanse, bless, and protect me and the space in my home. Spirit, please clear any negative energies or entities that are not of your light and fill the space with your highest possible vibrations. Spirit, I thank you for your love, guidance, and protection. I thank you for the wisdom. I thank you for all of the assistance that you provide and all of the assistance that you give through other beings. I'm truly, truly grateful. Ancestors, guardian angels, spiritual teams, ascended masters, we thank you for all the love, guidance, and protection, the wisdom that you provide through the Most High. I pray that at this time, any messages that I may receive is for the collective's highest good, abundance, sustenance, prosperity, creativity, and legacy building at this time. I pray that any messages that I may be given, any messages that I may be given, any words that I hear them clearly, I receive them clearly, and I'm able to communicate them clearly. We thank you. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. First card out for the collective. I can tell that I'm starting to channel because my words are getting fumbled around. It's just a fumbling of words. First card out is Peace Pipe. Collective. We are in healing. Peace Pipe. It says, heal old wounds with people and situations. Carefully do whatever you need to do to make amends. Forgive yourself and forgive others. It's time. You no longer need to carry the burden. You are a mender. Help others mend bridges in their lives. You bring peace to the world. Look at this giant zit on my chin. It's just shining. Sorry. Completely distracted. Okay. It says there are times to drop everything and leave. There are also times to carefully mend bridges with people, situations, and places. This is one of those healing times. Maybe there is a wound inside you that needs to be forgiven or accepted. I keep on hearing 7. 7, the number 7 right now is so incredibly significant within the collective. I've been pulling it for myself too. And the way that I've been channeling it for myself, okay, the way that I've been channeling it for myself is that I had to look back at the year 2016, what was going on that year, because there's something within that 7 year. I have a feeling that this was the beginning of a karmic lesson, right? And it is the beginning of a karmic lesson. But in 2016, there was something that's significant that happened that needs to be addressed. And the 7-year cycle is extremely important right now. I have a feeling that this is what this is talking about. There is something that happened significant 7 years ago, and it might not seem significant. It's not one of those things that's like grabbing your attention. It's not an attention grabbing lesson, but it is a lesson that you need to address and you need to uncover at this time, because I have a feeling the 7-year karmic cycle that we're at the end of the 7-year, we're at the beginning of a new year, right? So 10 energy and 1 energy is extremely important right now too. We're at the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one, and there's a lesson that the collective cannot miss, and that needs to be fully addressed and healed. And this is the start into a new, like, once we fully understand and know why this lesson is significant for right now, then I keep on getting this. There's like a, what is that? What do they call that? it's like the rock going down the mountain. It's like a fast motion that's happening after that, right? You don't need to forgive the act, but there's power in forgiving the person. You no longer need to carry it with you. This can also be talking, it doesn't have to be with a person, because this is persons, situations, and events, right? So it doesn't necessarily have to be to a single person or to yourself, but it could be to, in a career aspect, right? Like for myself, in 2016, I got my real estate license, and I really loved real estate. Like I absolutely loved it, but I kind of fucked it up, right? Because I moved too early. I moved before things were lined up correctly. I got impatient, and I was stretching myself too thin with it, because I was doing real estate an hour and a half away from where I reside, for multiple different reasons, like a lot of different reasons, right? But there's so many lessons in just that. So I had to share that with you so that you can have an idea of what, if it comes to career, what that would look like. You can use that to reference wherever you are with it, right? Perhaps there is a person from your past with whom you should reconnect. You know what you need to do. This is the time to do it. Okay, this is another thing that I was channeling for myself, but we're going to bring it up here, apparently. There is a need for the collective to address their intuition, and not just address it, but they need to trust it. Okay, so there might be people that you used to work with previously, or used to have certain types of relationships with, and maybe you guys have had time apart, and either you initiated conversation with them, or they initiated conversation with the collective. And what's happening is the dynamic between you two is different. There's something that's shifted, there's something that's changed, and you may not mesh in the same way in which you used to. And that's perfectly fine. But it's only perfectly fine because this can be a test. It doesn't matter if you initiated the conversation. It doesn't matter if they initiated the conversation. What matters is the energy that you're picking up off of that, the time being in that space with that person. Is it the same? Has it shifted? Are you getting signals that you used to get with other people to be like, maybe this isn't something that we should be fully go ahead with? Just because we used to work with each other doesn't mean that it's for this time and place, right? And it's a test too for you to understand your intuition, for you to trust your intuition. It's a test for you to understand the new boundaries that you have set for yourself, collective, because a lot of the collective has set new boundaries coming in, and these are the tests that are going to be given to you to test your willingness to pay attention, to test your awareness, right? To test your ability to stick to those boundaries that you've set, no matter what the setting is, right? It could be business, personal, events, right? I don't know why I'm getting an event planner. I just heard event planner. Some of you guys might do events within the collective, and you used to previously work with somebody, and now I heard price gouging. There might be price gouging going on within that workspace with that particular person, and build a different relationship if you need to, right? I heard move cautiously, be aware, understand what's going on. I keep hearing think of your ancestors too, because this is like, if you're going into a space that you know, first of all, if you're going into a space that you know intuitively that you're not supposed to be there, then, and you're going against your own intuition, then you have to go through the cycle again. That's just how it is, right? That's just the way it's going to be. But if you're doing that at this time, and you're aware that, if you're aware that you're doing that, I don't know why you're doing it in the first place, okay? But also, understand that you are creating more work for your ancestors and your guides and your spiritual teams to assist you and protect you, right? You're creating more work for them because you're energetically not matching with the situation, but you're forcing yourself to become a part of that situation again. That's not how this works. You need to be able to say no more. There's power in no, there's power in yes. And the only reason why there's power in both of them equally is the conviction behind that stuff that you're saying no or yes to. It's an awareness of why you're saying no or yes to that thing, and holding to that conviction, holding to that belief, holding to that new understanding of self, okay? God, I feel like a funnel right now. I'm just like, this is fun. I hope you guys are doing well. This is the new deck, so we're going to see what other information we can get. I am so incredibly grateful for the messages received so far. What are some other messages that we can deliver to the collective at this time? What are some of the things that they need to be aware of in their maneuvers? I heard in their maneuvers, so the way that you're moving right now is really significant. Collective duality. The no and the yes energy. Duality. This is also portal energy. Understanding of self, respecting each aspect of yourself. I heard respecting time. Respecting the time to do and respecting the time to rest. The duality of life. Polarity, cause and effect. Gender, male and female, right? Vibration, rhythm, tapping in. Tap in, collective. This is also talking about honoring each one and knowing which stage you're in, right? Knowing the stage you're in, we are still in a time of preparation. Even if you pay attention to what's going on outside, right? Because we are in tune with the ecosystem, right? So our system goes and is in line with the ecosystem. And right now within the ecosystem, new blossoms are coming, but it's still preparation season, right? We're planting, we're seeding, or not plant. Yeah, we're planting, we're seeding, we're weeding, we're getting all of the things ready. We're building things out, right? So that we can be ready and prepared for the new growing season that's coming up. This is a duality, honoring and respecting that, but also honoring and respecting, for some reason, nighttime is really important for some of you in the collective, okay? Some of you are more aware and awake at night, and it really helps you to create. I heard it's a creation space for you. Maybe it's the only downtime that you actually have. Maybe your day-to-day is so incredibly busy. I just pictured someone who's like really busy in their day-to-days, right? Like I said, who's constantly doing the things, comes home, has space to take a nap, and then when they wake up, they're creating at night. Like honoring and respecting that. That's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. I want to read this. I want to get this out of the book too. I really love this deck. This deck is really beautiful. Well, we won't talk about that. Okay, so it says, you may have difficulty understanding your outer situation. There are many unexpected events, and somehow you are always hesitant. You wait for an external sign to make decisions for you because you aren't confident in yourself or don't take the first step. This creates inner and outer duality. Understand that outer duality is a reflection of your inner duality. We are sending you signs through your emotions and feelings, your intuition, through your emotions and feelings, right? So you may understand that everything comes from you. Don't look outwards, look inwards. You are able to assert yourself. Connect to your sacral chakra to trust in your feelings and emotions. I find it interesting that this is coming in with the healing of old wounds. I'm getting boundaries off of this too. It's like a boundary, it's a respect, right? An understanding of self, it's self-awareness. You know what I'm picking up with this and this together? It's like, okay, help me, please. I don't know how to explain this. I don't know how to explain this. How do I can't explain it. See, and that's a reflection of itself. I'm sitting here saying that I can't explain it, and the only reason why I can't explain it is because I'm blocking myself from being able to explain it. That's an example of what this card just said. That's duality, right? It's really honestly like more of the mirror effect than duality, right? I'm not really picking up I'm picking this up as the explanation of this card is more of like the mirror effect, reflective energy. So within, so without. That's not really duality. But when it comes to healing old wounds, what this is trying to tell you is if there is a certain type of behavior that is continuously reflected to you, it means it's not the outer world that's creating this. What it's trying to mirror to you is that you have to go within and you have to dig deep and understand, get to the root, right? Dig deep and understand what it is that needs to be healed, what it is that needs to be let go of, what it is that needs to be released, right? It's interesting because there's a snake here too, and I remember this said something about you're hesitating. You always hesitate. And whenever there's a snake around, people always hesitate. They're very cautious around snakes. I don't know why that's significant. Why is that significant? I heard because we all have an internal snake, which can be also known as your ego. It's not necessarily the shadow, it's more the ego. The ego is what tries to keep you stagnant in this safe space. Comfort zones come from the ego. So if you're always hesitant to listen to your gut, to listen to your intuition, to listen to your own feelings and emotions, because the outer looks so inviting, but your internal knows for a fact that this is not something that's for you, that's a whole karmic cycle. I don't know my words. It's a whole karmic lesson in itself. I'm also being open to receive and give at the same time, and the duality within that. What kind of relationships are you accepting in your life? Right? Have you always been the one to always give in a relationship, to always be the one to always be the fallback, to always be the one to always provide, right? And now you're starting to realize that you deserve a relationship that's an equal give and take. You guys are becoming more aware. The collective is becoming more aware of these relationships that are existing within their present circumstances. And the thing is, another thing that I'm picking up from this, right, is that if you're recognizing this in your outer circumstances, what is it about the specific people that you're recognizing this within that is drawing you to them? Have an awareness. Ask yourself why it's them. What characteristics and what behaviors are they reflecting back to you? And how is that happening on your internal world, right? Or if you've been the one to say no more to this, like you put those boundaries up when it comes to this type of behavior, just revisit. I'm hearing like understand why. Like revisit and understand why it is that you put a boundary on that look. And then we got duality. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. That's not what's happening. Man, my words are getting all types of fumbled right now. This is crazy. This is reunion. This is not duality. I was thinking the mirror effect. Doesn't this look like a mirror? I don't know. Anyways, 27. I hope this is making sense. I feel like it's been a while since I've been in front of a camera. It's been like a week. Oh, excuse me. Now I have the hiccups. Okay. We have a reunion. You are waiting for a strong sign, yet we have already sent it to you. This has been coming up in these cards too. The thing about signs, right? We sent it to you 1 year ago. I had to do this too. It's crazy. We sent it to you 1 year ago. A year ago, something important happened to you. You may have felt disconcerted, but it was significant. It was to help you realize something wasn't right for you, to see what you really want and become aware of your needs and expectations. Take time to remember what happened a year ago. Visualize that event in a positive way and integrate what it had to teach you. Today, you're reconnecting to yourself, and this will let you move forward quickly with joy and compassion. Have confidence in yourself and trust in what happened. Even if your feelings about it are negative, remember that what it has taught you is positive. It brings you great wisdom. This has to do with the peace pipe energy too, healing old wounds, and just making sure that you understand past events. And you know, here's the thing too that's probably going to help the collective right now. If you're sitting there like, well, what is it? What are the things that I'm supposed to pay attention to, right? A lot of the people within the collective are having flashback type memories. Like there's events that have not been brought to that you haven't thought about for a while, and for some reason they are being shown to you within your third eye, or you might be like in a spaced out mode and you're thinking about this event or the situation that happened, and you're like, what the hell? I haven't thought about that in years. What I would do if I were you, if you really want to truly understand, and if you're really about that life to do the work, right? Start taking notes or like voice memos and just express how it is that you feel in that moment with that energy that's being brought back up, right? And that's really going to help you to understand why it is that these things are being shown to you again, right? This is a part of the work. These are like little tricks that I do. And it really helps to get to the root of what it is that needs to be addressed, that just needs your attention at this time. And I have a feeling, because we are in preparation season, a lot of this energy has to do, obviously it's a preparation. Healing old wounds is all about preparing for and releasing old energies and preparing for new energies. So we are in that mode. We are in that season. Okay. I hear a lot of people talking about harvesting, and for some reason in me, they're like, no, I don't know why we're talking about harvesting right now. It's not harvest season. It's fucking planting season. It's preparation season. You don't harvest in the spring. I'm confused. Sorry. I got a whole attitude about it. My ancestors are like, I'm confused. Why are we talking about that? I don't know. Anyways, I don't even know what I was just talking about. So can I move off that energy? We have Divine Feminine that just came out. The Cosmic Womb. This is all about creation. The Cosmic Womb too. For some reason, I'm getting like a very motherly, like, obviously the Divine Feminine, but it's really motherly, like, I keep picturing like a little kid in his mother's arms crying, and the mom is just rubbing the kid's back, soothing the child. So this might have to do with, this is definitely to do with the old wounds. And then we have opportunity. And this is equals a 10. Y'all. And this is a caterpillar. I keep on hearing metamorphosis phase. Metamorphosis, is that a phase? Yeah, that's what that's called. When the caterpillar's cocoon, it's a metamorphosis phase. And it's funny because this is a womb. So caterpillars literally like create an outer womb so that they can transform within that womb and be birthed anew. I heard ancestral wounds. Some of you are doing deep work right now. This, because I was talking about roots, getting to the root cause of things, right? So there's also really deep work that's coming in right now for some people in the collective. You're ready, is what I heard. I also just looked back down to duality. Because you've done the shadow work and the light work, because you've done the dark and the light work, you're ready for this. This is why you're ready. This was your preparation, right? You took years to prepare. This isn't a year-long process. This is years. Like, this is true preparation. This is understanding the portals that you've gone through and knowing why they're considered portals, right? This is also 9 energy. I'm getting like I heard self-satisfaction. I heard reignite. There's a reignition. I feel like, look, and this is reunion, and I'm just seeing this now though, right? This is the duality. This is the union that's coming in between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Opportunity talks about action. And we have divine feminine, which talks about creation, talks about transformation, right? This is a duality type of energy too, right? So now we're talking about the collective, because they have an understanding of their divine masculine, their divine feminine. They're coming into union, and that is allowing you to open up things that have been, I heard, harbored. Something has been harbored deep within the bloodline, within you, and your ancestors are calling you forth to heal it. This is old wounds. This card looks fucking ancient, okay? Look at that land. That's ancient fucking land. These are ancient fucking wounds that are coming up with some in the collective. This is also talking about now, if we're shifting into the career type energy, this is really talking about you honing your, okay, slow down, please. I can't verbalize that well right now. It's talking about honing your creative energy, and it's like a respect. I heard respect. There needs to be a respect for when you are creative and when you're not, and understanding that just because you watch all of these videos that say this is the best time to create, that doesn't mean that that applies to you. What you have to learn is how to respect your own energy, and how to respect your body, and how to respect your mind. If you are getting creative at night, I'm getting like a night owl. right? If you are getting creative and there seems to be a lot of wisdom coming in at night, you need to honor and respect that. And you need to get your ass up and get the work done. Like, this is my ancestors and your ancestors not playing about this shit no more. Get your ass up and get the work done. Like, figure it out. I heard. Oh my God, you're getting awfully sassy. Some of you guys have been putting this off for a while. And now is the time. Like, now is the time. Like, the additional work that needs to be done towards this manifestation that you and your ancestors are trying to bring in is a part of the preparation. It's a part of the preparation. It has to be done. If you don't do it, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest cannot come to fruition. Point blank, period. Like, why are we even having this discussion? Oh, wow, sorry. Look, the co-creation. If you're getting that energy at night, that is the divine, that is spirit, that's your ancestors, your spiritual teams. Like this, I just keep on seeing a spark, like this as a spark, like opening up your hand and having a fucking fire come through it, like respecting that fire that you're feeling when you're feeling it, right? It's a time to be fluid and surrender yourself to the energies. I'm getting surrender yourself to the energies. You don't have to understand why, which totally contradicts everything that I was saying earlier. But this is what I'm picking up with this though. To surrender, sometimes you don't have to understand why. Again, this is duality. This is the mirror. This isn't talking about the mirror effect, but I keep getting mirror effect energy off of this too. Like, this is the duality of things. Staying in flow. And maybe you only figure out the why. Sometimes if you just surrender, the why will come, but a lot of times it comes later for you to understand. What has to happen is you take that action off of faith, right? This is a calling to your faith. That you respect and honor that you are a co-creator with spirit, right? Let's get what else? Again, if you guys are interested in those capsules, they are on the website. Check it out. I don't have product photos done yet, but everything's there, so for you to purchase. I don't know why I'm being told to remind you guys that I use vegetarian capsules. Okay. Whoever that's for. I use vegetarian capsules. I don't use gelatin capsules because they're disgusting. Just to be frank, if you ever look and see how gelatin and what gelatin is made of, it's kind of nasty, man. And it's actually harder for your body to digest, right? It really is. Like, there's no question about that. All capsules are 00. Everything right now is a 30-day supply. Any other questions? You guys are so funny. You can hear some of you laughing, like, how did she know? How did she know? I wanted to ask that. Well, like 7. 7 years. I keep hearing that. 7 years. This is message of peace and message of love. Self-respect is self-love, is what I just heard. I also heard if you're struggling with finding your peace right now, it comes from self-love and understanding of self, the duality, the reunion between the masculine and the feminine, right? I know I read these out of the book, but honestly, what I'm channeling with these is kind of different than what's coming out of the book. So we're going to stick with what I'm channeling, right? This is also, I'm getting like, this is also this reunion energy. Okay, think of this as your divine feminine, divine masculine, spirit, body, mind, soul, right? And this is the reunion. This is the reunion energy. Also 369 if we're taking the cards as numbers. 369, this is 9, right? This is how I'm channeling it. So this is a reunion of all of these aspects of self. You're coming back into self in a new and a different way. Like this new energy that the collective is moving towards, the collective that actually does the work and does understand, is so incredibly beautiful. Like, I know that there's still work to be done, but I also don't want to discredit the beauty that I heard, the beauty from within that's coming out in the outer realms, because of the work that the collective has been doing. So, and there is peace and there is so much love that's coming in. There's so much peace and so much love that's coming in. Okay. What do we have? 45. Let's get the final message to go with these two cards. I want to emphasize on these cards, on the message of peace and message of love, please. I heard healing is an act of love that brings peace. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Some of you. Some of you, man. This is burden of tears. This is 3. And now repression's at the bottom of the deck. Have you ever cried so hard that afterwards you just feel a silence come over you? It's a really peaceful feeling. I'm picking up that some of you need to do that, and some of you need to understand that that is an act of love for yourself. You're releasing those old energies. Some of you have grown up in a home that demonized crying, which is very, very real. A very real thing that is told to children. And I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad thing. That's the duality, right? It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not necessarily a good thing, right? But when you come into a space of having certain emotional intelligence, you have a certain kind of emotional intelligence, you need to listen to your body and understand when you do need to get rid of those tears. I also just heard enough is enough. Like, you know deep down that these old wounds that you're healing it's because the energy is like, enough is enough. We've had enough of this shit. We don't need to repeat this. Let's address it. Let's figure out what's really going on behind the scenes. Let's have a conversation. Let's discuss, right? And there's immense peace that comes from that. There's immense peace that comes from the collective allowing themselves to feel the feels. That respects the time and the energy that they're in certain times of the day, right? We always talk about this individually. You can think of it on a mass, and look, it came out. Repression wants to be here. It just came out of the deck with Burden of Tears. Some of you, these are things that you, because of the magnitude of some other things that have happened in your life. Look, and there's a freedom that comes from this. I can't make this up though. Which is 7 and 8. There's a freedom that's coming into the collective. That is like nothing. I'm hearing nothing that we've experienced before. Submission keeps on wanting to. Mirror effect. Look, submission, mirror effect. Like duality. Fucking. Yeah, there's some old wounds that really need to be addressed in the collective. And once they are addressed, like, nothing can stay the same forever. Nothing can stay the same forever. And I'm really picking up on people in the collective whose job it is in this lifetime to address these old wounds. So that they're no longer repeated within the bloodline. They're no longer repeated within your life cycles. They're no longer repeated within the souls that are connected to you, right? Everybody has an understanding. This is the end. And that's why for some in the collective, it's been extremely difficult when it comes to certain things that need to be let go and addressed. Final card. Please, thank you. So incredibly thankful. Let's get one last card for the collective before we go. 48 minutes in. I thank you guys. If you guys can go ahead and like the video, comment if you want, subscribe if you so choose. I would really love to get to 1,000 followers just because I really want to do like live readings with you guys. And I don't know how to cheat the system because I'm not technologically advanced in some things. So 1,000 subscribers would be beautiful. We could do live readings together. Yeah, it would be nice. Look, I said owl. Owl medicine, circle of life, right? This is seasons. This is also ripple effect. You can see it. Sorry, there's a glare from the window. This is the seasons. This is the ripple effect. I'm getting the astrology map. This is the astrology map. This is old wisdom coming in. Again, night owl. I said night owl earlier too. Some of you need to pay attention to this wisdom that's coming in at different times for you. And then we have Warrior of the Heart, which I'm actually going to read, and we're going to end on, where'd the book go? The hell? Oh, it's right here. Okay, and I gotta pee. This is perfect timing. I'm gonna go back outside and do some gardening. Okay. You have the radiant spirit of a warrior of the light. Be impeccable in all of your actions, no matter what others believe. The Creator always knows the truth. This isn't the time to be timid and pull back. Immense courage is filling you. Throw your shoulders back, step forward, and take a risk. Be willing to live life from your heart rather than your mind. Or be willing to live life with your heart and your mind in understanding, in duality, communicating with each other, right? I don't believe that one part of the, yeah, I believe in the duality of things, right? Your heart shouldn't just lead, your mind shouldn't just lead, they should lead together, shaking hands. Just like your higher self and your current self, just like your shadow and your higher self, just like your inner child and your shadow, just like your masculine and your feminine. Everybody needs to be in understanding and in alignment, okay? This isn't the ascension of one aspect of self. This is the ascension of the whole fucking team, okay? I mean, come on now. Throw your shoulders back, step forward and take a risk. Be willing to live life from your heart rather than your mind. Honor your truth, speak up for yourself. There are times in life to step back. We had this in another card. There are times when you should step back, and there's times when you need to move forward. And even times to walk away, but there are also times to stand up for yourself and those less advantaged. Don't allow yourself to be limited by your belief system. Courage doesn't mean that you aren't afraid. Fearless means just that, fearless. And courage means to do the thing with fear anyways, right? Acknowledge that you're frightened and take action anyway. Face your anxiety and go beyond the boundaries of limited perceptions of yourself. Through your example, people find and act on their truth. You are a light bearer for others. And I just want to clarify for all of those of you in the back, for some reason this is coming up. Light work does not mean that you don't touch the dark. Okay. If you're watching people who say that type of shit, you're watching the wrong ones. And I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't care about who resonates with who. If you are talking about being a light worker and you don't talk about the dark equally and with just as much enthusiasm and love and joy with it, then you're not guiding properly, because you're not doing the work properly. Duality is a thing. The poles are a thing. Cause and effect, right? As above, so below, so within, so without. So all of the darkness that you see, if you can't comprehend that that darkness does exist within you and that you yourself does have internal demons that you need to deal with, especially if you're going through things like addiction, right? But you don't want to talk about demons because you think that it's I just heard it's taboo. Like, fuck your taboo. Fuck your ideology. You need to understand that the ones who know how to fight in certain type of ways are the ones who understand all aspects of self, are the ones who understand their own demons and their internal beast and knows when and how to use them and isn't afraid of them. I'm not afraid of mine. I've gotten mine under control for the most part. Sometimes, things fucking happen, but I am only human. But I'm gonna tell you something right now. I got mine way more in check than a lot of the people that you guys see on these fucking platforms. Straight up. Straight up. I don't know why that needed to be said, but I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick with that energy. Okay? I love you guys. I will try and do another one before the end of the week. I got a lot of work going on in the gardens, and I'm actually gonna be in a different location next week, so I might be coming out with more videos because I'll have more space to do that. Okay, so I love you guys. Again, check out the website. You can book a personal reading on the website as well. All the things. All right, I'll see you next time.